They don't see that it was clearly listed on the website. They think it's rude to make them wait in line. They can't believe you won't be open this Sunday. They think you're the crazy one. They're not normal customers, oh no. They are the Patronarchy.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Patronarchy. We're open for business and ready to talk about the customers that didn't want good service, they wanted good servitude. I'm your host Vince, and thank you for joining me again to once again talk about stuff that we may just need to get off our chest in general. This time, my friend joining me is Stacy.
Hi.
Hey Stacy. First off, thanks for doing this. I appreciate it. We have all got our stories to tell about the customers that we wish we could forget.
Yeah, for sure.
But as I've said many times before, I know who you are, but the people do not. So tell them a little bit about yourself.
Hi, I'm Stacy Flareem. I'm a comedian, and I'm also a writer.
Short and simple. No, but Stacy, as I've had some people before in the past, she's a stand-up comedian friend of mine. Previous episode, we just had Zach Funk. If you haven't checked out that episode, I'll leave a link for you guys to check out. And of course, we had first episode, we had Serenity, who did stand-up for a little while. You meet a lot of people in the stand-up world, and I think most of the people I'm having on the show are people I met through stand-up in one way or another. But anyway, all right. So, Stacy,
yeah,
it's been a while. I know you got some stories.
Yes, it has. Yeah.
Let's get to you. Tell us about your encounters with the Patronarchy.
Okay, so my first story is about the first job I had.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Origin story here.
Well, okay, so the first job I had was in customer service. Well, it was for this restaurant, and
Is it hard to talk about?
No.
The scars run deep.
Yeah, I'm still real hurt by it. No. So what happened was, this lady came in. So I was new to everything, by the way. So, I didn't really get the computer system, and I got it pretty much, but, I don't know. There was just a lot of higher level stuff I had to do for this one lady's order.
It was a bit overwhelming.
Yeah,
a lot of stuff coming your way.
Yeah, because it's I was fine doing simple regular orders, which I was helping with those all the time. I was a hostess, so mainly I was just greeting people, but I would take the to-go orders. Okay. And usually they were fine, but this one person, this was a call-in order actually. So she called, and she was just really irritated, just in a really bad mood right off the bat.
Fantastic.
And she was ordering for a giant party or something, because she ordered 20 different things and all extremely modified. She changed every single thing on the menu. She didn't like anything we had, and wanted to make her own, create your own meals. I didn't even know that they could do that. I don't know. I've never gone to a place and just created my own meals out of every, I don't know. It's that wasn't an option on the menu, but,
it was an option in her mind.
Yeah, I guess that's just what she does. She was just an insufferable person. She probably just does that everywhere. But, so she changed everything to the extreme, and there was a lot of stuff that, I don't know, I was trying to get her to explain some things, because it would be oh, get me, this sandwich, remove the buns, and, put this sauce on the side, and then, put the lettuce on top, but on the left side. I don't know, it was just a bunch of weird stuff that I was wait, what? And I couldn't find the buttons for the things she was asking me to do, and, I was trying to ask questions to get her order right, and she was just really pissed off about that. Every time I asked a question, she was just so annoyed.
It was a massive order, right?
Yeah.
So you're going to have some questions that are going to come out, especially when, it's she was every single thing she asked was specialized.
Every single thing.
There wasn't even one thing where it's and I'll just get the burger the way it comes.
No. No. Like, she wasn't satisfied with how anything on the menu was made. And like, I don't get it. Like, I still haven't like had an order like that since. Like, I don't know what was up with this person, but she was just so frustrated. She was like sucking her teeth and sighing and like just being so upset anytime I asked a question. And like, I don't know, like she just expected me to like get this right off the bat. Like, I don't know. She was somehow a regular. I have no idea. But she was like so annoyed that like at one point I like just stopped asking questions and was just like, I don't know. I'll just I'll type in the closest things. Like, I'll do my best. And
you start drawing pictures and send it to the kitchen.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't know. She wants something. So finally, her giant order came out. Like, like 2 different people had to like help bring it out because there was so much stuff. Right. But then like just a few minutes later, she came into the store because she was angry that her order was all wrong.
Wrong!
And
her ordering method was all wrong.
Yeah, it was a terrible ordering method. Like, I don't understand it. But she came in really angry, and like she was like in the front, like hands on her hips, like tapping her foot, like
I like the little maneuver you just did.
Just glaring at everybody, like she was just like really pissed, and our manager was trying to fix it, and he had to sit there and write out her like hugely specialized order. And then like he came to me and he was mad at me because he was like, you should have called someone for this because this is a lot. And like and I was like, oh, I didn't think of that. I don't know. I was like, I guess this is my job, so I just took the order. And yeah, so I got written up for that.
Oh, I'm sorry that happened.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Now, here's where because I'm after hearing all that. Here's my theory, and you were there. You encountered this person. I'm getting the vibe now. That could be totally wrong. Did it come off as if she was somebody that was like somebody's secretary or assistant, and she was ordering for the boardroom or like a large, or do you think that she was part of the party and she was just being really like stupidly privileged about it?
I feel like she was part of the party. It sounded like it. I don't know. Like there were like people talking in the background while she was ordering. Like, I don't know. It sounded like she was just sitting maybe in a car with her people and and just the one making the order. Maybe she's just the most demanding and mean one out of all of them, so she does all the orders.
Oh man, that's crazy. Yeah, when people just start throwing down, you know, I don't mind. Every once in a while, I've you know, you go to a restaurant, you ask for something like, you know, like, oh, can I get this burrito, but can I get no beans on it? Or, you know, can I get the sandwich, but I don't like, you know, Swiss cheese. Could take the Swiss cheese off.
Yeah.
You know, whatever your likings are.
Yeah.
That's understandable. Everyone asks for little things here and there, but it's just like, I mean, based on the size of the order you're indicating, it's you know, like, didn't nobody just want things as they come? Like, I don't know. It's like, I feel bad for you because obviously, like, you're the new person on staff. Yeah. You're overwhelmed. So, you know, I don't know this manager. Maybe for all I know, this manager could have been real cool after this point. But I just like coming down on you like that. I mean, that'll happen to newer employees if you put them in a position and they just get overwhelmed like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I've talked many times before, and I know people are gonna get tired of me hearing this. But when I worked at the movie theater. I'm sorry. When you worked at one place for so long, just so many memories, good and bad, come from there. But I remember opening weekend of Hannah Montana.
Oh,
I was.
That's a rough weekend.
Oh, it was a rough weekend. I was still new. I think I'd only been there like a couple months at that point. It was opening weekend of Hannah Montana, and I was usher. And I guess they didn't schedule things properly. I guess they underestimated the power of Miss Miley Cyrus, because there was a point where I was by myself and I had to clean the Hannah Montana theater all by myself, and I was new, and eventually I was like, I can't, because there was like trash in every aisle, nacho trays and bags and cups and things that people shouldn't be bringing to a movie theater, but they do anyway. And after a while, I just like got on these little radios that we had and be like, guys, I can't clean. Hannah Montana's too dirty. I'm gonna have to leave it be. And then the manager comes in, the manager was a guy who was a former employee.
Yeah.
And and he came and was like, "Oh, dude, if this ever happens, just call for backup." I didn't know I could do that. I didn't know I could call for backup. Nobody said to call for backup. That was not part of my training.
Yeah.
But after that point, you sure as hell bet your ass I called for backup when I needed it.
Yeah.
And I made it through the last several Harry Potter films. But yeah, no, as a new employee, things can be just so overwhelming at first.
Yeah.
Because you're just getting, even after someone gives you the basic training of 2-3 days a week, however, depending on the business, it can be so much, because you don't want to look like the idiot in front of all these other people who've been working here for a while, so
yeah.
It's a bad situation. Oh my God. God. Oh man. I'm just... You know what I'm picturing now, because you said all the customizations. I'm picturing like in like video games when you get to like make your character, and just the character comes out looking like shit because you just tried to put too many mods on it or something.
Yeah. I actually so I actually was already like kind of seen as the idiot at that job, but just because I didn't know what the food items were. So okay, like my family's Haitian, so I didn't grow up with a lot of like food. Like I didn't know like what a Reuben sandwich was, like what, just a bunch of stuff. I don't know, a bunch of like American foods that were on the menu. Like I didn't know what they were. Like they like quizzed us when we first started. They're like, "Oh, what's in a Reuben?" And like I wouldn't know. Like everyone would know, and I'd be there like, and then they're like, "Do you not know what foods are? Like what's going on?"
I know what my foods are, man. I'm like, like it's funny you bring up the cultural thing. I'm Italian, and my girlfriend is Italian too, and her grandma, I got to meet her a while back. We went to Olive Garden, which if you're Italian, you either hate Olive Garden or you're okay with it. No Italian really loves Olive Garden. You might like it, but no one really loves it. We went there with her grandma, and they had these things on the menu called Italian donuts. And I, no surprise, have been Italian my entire life. And I've never heard of Italian donuts. And my girlfriend's grandma, who's like in her late 80s, had never heard of it. And she just goes off on this rant because she's just like, "There's no Italian donuts. That's not a thing." And then we found out what they were, and it actually is an Italian food, but they just didn't call it by its Italian name. And I forget what it is. It's some kind of Italian, sweet.
Yeah.
And they just called it, and the grandma's like, "That's what these are." And she just wouldn't let go of it. I think we were talking about it for about 20 minutes, Italian donuts. But that's a cultural thing, especially American, we Americanize every culture's food.
Yeah.
I mean, you thought we were done at Taco Bell, and then Panda Express rolls up. And But anyway, Stacey, are you ready to talk about your next story?
Yes. Okay, so the next story was another just customer that came in angry. Right. So she walked in and she wanted, so this time I worked at a different place. I worked at this milkshake and chocolate shop, and this lady walked in to get customized chocolates that she wanted wrapped up as a gift. But she was so mad. She was just really rude about ordering, and just so annoyed about all our policies and stuff. Cause we would tell her the price of things, and she would be like, "What? That's way too much." And we'd be like, "I don't know, this is the price." And she'd be like, "Oh, that's ridiculous." And we'd be like, "I don't know." Don't really know what to say. And she was just so mad about everything, commenting on every little thing as we worked. We had to pack up the chocolates and wrap them up and everything, and she was commenting on everything. She was commenting on where we were packing things. She's like, "You're putting that next to that?" No. And then we'd move it around. We just had so many different types of chocolates, and I don't know, she wanted things packed a certain way, and she also wanted it wrapped a certain way, because we wrapped relatively nicely, I think, but she thought we wrapped terribly, and we had to rewrap over and over, because she was commentating and criticizing and saying that looks terrible, how can you sell that? So we had to keep doing it till she found it acceptable. And then she was really upset when she found out that we charged for wrapping, which I think is a pretty normal thing, but she was like, "This is terrible." And I was like, It's just how we do it. I don't know. Like, we don't own this store.
Yeah.
And so she was just like really mad and just like kind of like standing, giving us the side eye the whole time. And she like, even when she was done, like we handed her the bag, like she was like still mad and had more anger to let out. So
Fuck all of you for doing things as you were trained to do.
yeah, so like she kept talking, and then she was just like, "Oh, are you gonna charge me for the bag too?" We were like, "You already paid at like like the bag's free, I guess. Like you could go."
Yeah, I just because this is a place that specialized, from what it sounds like, it specializes in chocolate and milkshakes. So like that,
Yeah.
it's a specialty kind of place.
Yeah.
If you go into a specialty kind of place, like if I go to a Cold Stone or Baskin Robbins, you know, you can have a general idea what the prices are going to be. But if it's a
Yeah.
place that's like this is a specialty, this is what we focus on.
Yeah.
I don't think it's unreasonable. It's going to be cost a little extra. Now, if
Yeah,
you don't-
it's called. It was called gourmet chocolates. Like,
Yeah.
what do you expect?
If you're not, if that's not your thing, and you'd rather go to like the a little cheap place, fine. That's not a judgment. But
Yeah,
if you're going
yeah.
to a gourmet, as you say,
Yeah.
a place that specializes in it, like these are the expectations you gotta have. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know where you've been before, but and you can say the prices are bad. You can still make a reasonable argument, but it's like, why yell at the
Yeah,
employees?
like call for a manager or something.
Yeah.
I don't.
we weren't at the fucking board meeting. Like,
Yeah.
well, the prices in New York we're going to raise by 25 cents. It's like, no, like we're not there for that. That always get me. Like, just prices of like, oh, you're going to charge. Like I worked at an ice cream shop years ago.
Yeah.
And I remember one time this lady went off and I was like, can I get chocolate? Can I get extra chocolate syrup? She already had chocolate syrup on because it came with the sundae. She
Yeah.
wanted extra, and I was like, okay, man, just let you know, give you a heads up. Extra syrup costs extra. And like I told her, I think it was 50 or 60 cents. I can't remember how much it was. This was like 10 years ago. And she's like, and I can't. And then she called me a prick for like. I'm like, I don't make the prices. Why are you yelling at me? I'm letting you know. If I don't charge you, sooner or later, if I'm not charging for extra stuff, sooner or later, my boss is gonna come sniffing around.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? Bitch?
Yeah.
Take it up with corporate. Send it
Yeah.
a mail or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
But anyway, whew, people just being unreasonable, not getting exactly what they wanted, the way they wanted it, in the way in their fucking imagination. I don't know. This is still pretty cathartic, I want to say. This is good. I've been there. You guys have been there. I know you guys have been there. Let us know down in the comments. You got a story like that? Let us know. Go down in the comments right now. Give us a pause. But anyway, Stacy, you got one more story for us, right?
Yeah, I have
let's
one
get
more
into
story.
it.
Okay, so this one, so I had a customer. This is still at the milkshake chocolate place. This person ended up being a stalker. Like, okay, so this was.
Take a quick sip of water.
So, I was working on Southside, and this was, I think maybe a homeless person. I'm not sure. Like,
Okay.
he was just usually on the streets, like, asking for money. And, so one day, well, he usually also had a hoodie on. At first, I didn't realize, it was the guy from the street when he came in, just because I always like saw a maybe homeless guy walking around with the hood covering his
So
face.
you
But
associated the hood with his identity.
yeah, and one day like he came in without the hood. I didn't realize it was him, but so there was kind of a line forming, but he like came in and ordered a chocolate milk, which we'd never made a chocolate milk before.
Okay.
And like we were like kind of scrambling, like how do we make a chocolate milk? I don't know, because it was a milkshake place, so we just made milkshakes. So we're like, someone asked for chocolate milk. Like,
It
what
took
do
you
we
by
do?
surprise.
Yeah, no one had ever asked for chocolate milk before, and so like my coworkers were like getting the manager, I think, trying to figure out how to make this chocolate milk, because we had like recipes for all the milkshakes. We're like, what's the chocolate milk recipe if there is one?
Yeah.
And I was like working the register, and this guy was just staring at me like really like menacingly. I don't know, it looked weird. Like I looked at him and then like I was like, oh no. Yeah, it was weird.
Milk.
It was weird, so I decided to look away, and So I was just waiting, and so I rang him up. Well, after calling the manager, I think, because I needed to find like how to ring out chocolate milk. Like, is there chocolate milk on this list?
Not on the regular menu.
Yeah. So I charged him for the chocolate milk, and he laid out a bunch of change on the table. And so he was counting his change while staring at me. And like it was like awkward. Like,
I'm trying to picture like
yeah.
Was he just feeling, okay, that feels like a dime, 10 more cents? Like I'm trying to picture this.
No, I just remember him staring into my soul, and then eventually, like, I got the money, and I counted the money while he was still staring.
Okay.
And then, like, when we gave him the chocolate milk, he still stood there. Like, he was just standing there staring, and I was staring back for a while, and then I decided to, like, go into the back room.
Right.
And he just stood in the store for a little bit and eventually left.
Okay. So you had to go to the back room until this guy left.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is because I have a very overactive imagination. I thought you were going to be like this. Like, I went to the back room, and all of a sudden, there he was.
No.
Like, this guy was like a magical stalker man.
No, but he was outside when I left, and he like made a habit of following me around Southside. Like he would just like follow me kind of to and from work. Like, sometimes I would like try to like lose him, and he would pretend he wasn't following me, because like I would sometimes walk in circles, and he would like follow me the whole time, but every time I looked over at him, he'll like turn over and like act like he was doing something else. It was so weird. And he's like would still come in, and he just couldn't afford a milkshake, so like all he could like get was like chocolate milk.
Oh, so that was his mentality. Okay.
Yeah. So but then like I started just hiding out in the back, because it was just too weird. He would just sit there, and like he also like paused for a long time before answering anything. Like, I'd be like, what do you want? And then there'll be, like, a long silence. And then he'd be like, chocolate milk. And then I'll be like, that will be, like, one something. And then there would be just a long pause.
Oh, man.
And then he'd finally, like, reach for his money. It was just so weird. So,
oh, no doubt, yes.
Yeah. So I started hanging out in the back when he'd come in, and eventually I told my manager, and one day he was there, like he also like wouldn't order from anyone else. Like I started going in the back, so he would just stand there. Like he would just stand in the back
waiting for you.
Yeah, he would just he would just stand there. And so I told my manager, and then she suggested calling the cops. And like so she actually called them at one point, and they said that they can't do anything until he does something to me. So if he ever like harms me, then we should call. So he actually stopped coming in and following me around Southside when I confronted him one day.
Oh, okay. Part 2 of the story. Oh God.
Yeah. So one day, as I was leaving work, he started following me again, and I went into a check cashing place, because I was like, I don't think he has money. I don't think he has an excuse to be in here. And then he still came in. So I walked back out, was trying to like lose him again, but then finally I just stopped, and I was like, why are you following me? And then he was like, I'm not following you.
What are you talking about?
And I was like, but you've been clearly following me for the past few weeks. He was like, I ain't following you. I got a woman. And I was like, what? And he was just like, I don't know what you're talking about. And I was like, well, okay then. And I just walked away. I was like, okay, I guess he doesn't want to admit it. Fine. But then he just never followed me again. Like, I don't know, like, he was only okay doing it thinking I didn't notice somehow, like...
This guy thought he was a fucking ninja.
Yeah,
she doesn't notice me literally hulking around the block towards her. Oh, God. Well, respect for you to confronting him, just calling him out on his bullshit.
Yeah.
And, I worked on the South Side, too. If you're not familiar with the Pittsburgh area, the South Side... I think I've mentioned this. Oh, yeah, I mentioned this before in our first episode with Serenity, because she had a job on the South Side, too, at a bar. The South Side is the South Side is an area of town with a ton of bars and restaurants, mostly bars. So, as I said in our first episode, on the weekends, that's where all the college kids go to hang out, drink, party, and have fun. But there's still a community over there. There's people who live on the South Side, and stuff like that. But because, that's an area, it's by the river, there's tons of places to drink, and, there are some shady characters in the South Side. As much as I like to go over there sometimes to hang out, I'm not going to deny that it's got its shadier areas. Mm-hmm. But I worked over there, too, for a while, and, yeah, there's a lot of homeless people on the South Side. And from my personal encounters, most of the homeless people that I encounter are, they might be, have their problems or issues, so they might be a little off. Most of them are fine for the most part. And then you got guys like the one you had to encounter.
Yeah.
And I've definitely encountered ones where it was like, where I worked, I had to kick them out because they were just acting obnoxious. And it's, I don't know what his deal was. I mean, you didn't deserve. I mean, even if it wasn't the whole stalking thing alone, wasn't him, following you around the block and whatnot, just coming in and just like the desk glare.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell, man? Just like, like you're kind of like, you'd be a horrible poker player. Just that poker face sucks, man.
Yeah, he just looks so menacing. Like, I've never seen anyone look so menacing. Just for no reason. Just ordering a chocolate milk.
Well, if you've never seen anyone that menacing, you've never seen my dad when he's pissed. My dad.
Oh.
One time I was in a car with my dad. This is only 10 years ago when I was in college. We were driving through downtown, and we were driving slow down the street because of the flow of traffic. And some guy was running across the street behind us, slapped the back of our car for just no reason. He just did one of these. Mm-hmm. My dad stops the car, gets out, and almost fights this fucking guy for putting his hands on our car. And the guy just kept... And listen, my dad's an older guy, but my dad's worked as a cement mason. So basically he's worked in construction his whole life. Yeah. So my dad's old, but my dad's not a weak man. And this guy who slapped our car just kept like, yeah, come on, fight me. And then every time my dad took a step closer to this dude, the guy just backed up and was like, come on, fight me. It's like...
He was backing up.
Yeah. And here's the thing. My dad would have caught this man had I not stopped him. I'm not saying my dad would have put this guy in the hospital, but he probably would have slugged him. But anyway, enough about me. I'm sorry you had to deal with that bullshit. This is like a while ago, though.
Yeah.
So I mean, regardless of time, that fucking sucks. I'm glad. Once again, respect for confronting him, because it seems like that's all you needed to do. It's surprising. I think it's that embarrassment of being like, and maybe that guy's got some seriously mental health issues. A lot of homeless people do.
Yeah, he seemed like he probably did.
If so, I hope if he hasn't worked through them, he one day will work through them. But regardless, I don't condone the way he treated you. It's like there's a difference between understanding what's going on and condoning something. Like, I understand this guy probably has a problem, but damn shame that for you that he made you feel fearful at your workplace.
Yeah,
which is something that happens at work. We the customers that we avoid when we see them coming in.
Yeah, for sure.
Or in my case, former employees. But that's a story for another time. Or not. I don't want to get a call from that guy later. Anyway, but anyway, Stacy, thank you for coming on again.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem. I didn't know what we were doing.
You just put your hand out. I was like,
I once again, Italian. We're very hand gestury people. Anyway, but no, I'm glad that I mean, like I said, I hadn't seen you in a while. Yeah. Which I've said that I've probably said that 2 or 3 times in the previous episodes because of the pandemic.
You haven't seen anyone probably. Who
haven't I seen in a while that's worked in customer service? But anyway, thank you for telling your stories. Definitely some relatable ones there, and you had some Karens in there.
Yeah,
you had some serious Karens, which I haven't mentioned this before, but I have a theory that the patronarchy, as I like to call these horrible customers, I believe they have a ruling class, and I call them the Karenati.
The Karenati.
I believe they're out there, and we must find them. They're marking by the pyramid with the blonde dew on top. That's how we find them. But sorry.
Yeah, the second person actually had that dew.
Aha! My theory is growing. I'm going to find you, Karenati. You bitches. Anyway. Once again, thanks for coming on. It's been good seeing you. And guys, let us know what you think. Like I said earlier, let us know down in the comments. Have you been in similar situations to Stacey in your workplaces. Let us know down in the comments what you're thinking of all this. And if you like the video, click the like button. Not leave the like button. That'd be impressive. Click the like button. It helps out a lot more than you might think. And, of course, if you want to catch more episodes in the future, click the subscribe button. But until next time, take it easy.